Want to miss it? This is Farming Forward.
I'm not here to take someone's place. I am Ganga, and I have my own identity. Radhika needs you now. Please sit with her and go assure her that no matter what happens, you will never leave her side.
Handling the accounts of this is my responsibility. I will find out why this money is unaccounted for.
You have one night to make sure that you carry out your duties properly, Shiv, because from tomorrow, you will no longer have a role to play here.
No one is allowed to touch Parvati's things no matter what. No one at all. Least of all you.
Ganga.
Brought to you by
Hyundai or Hyundai.
Thanks so much for joining us for CVM News Afternoon for Tuesday, June 24, 2025. I am Caroline Brown. We begin with news that the Integrity Commission, the IC, has submitted a report of investigation from the Director of Investigation to the Parliament. The documents were received and signed for at the Parliament on Monday afternoon. The submission was made in accordance with Section 54 of the Integrity Commission Act. The IC submitted hard copies of the report in separate envelopes to Speaker of the House of Representatives, Juliet Holness, President of the Senate, Tom Tavares Finson, and Clerk to the House of Parliament, Colleen Law. The Integrity Commission says it anticipates its investigation report will be tabled in both Houses of Parliament as soon as possible. Now, this action is expected to follow the requirements outlined in Section 54 of the Integrity Commission Act. The IC ruled earlier in June 3 councillors at the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation should be charged with failing to file statutory declarations. Detectives attached to the Westmoreland Criminal Investigation Branch are searching for a business operator who was allegedly abducted early this morning. Reports are sometime after 7 o'clock, Gavin Myers, who operates a car mart in the township of Darliston in the parish, was opening his business when three men allegedly armed with handguns forced him into a waiting motor vehicle. He has not been seen or heard from since. Now, the police have since mounted roadblocks along various sections of the road to continue their investigation into that incident. And a two-vehicle crash along the Belmont Maid Road, also in Westmoreland, Wednesday night, claimed the life of a fisherman and left a couple seriously injured. 40-year-old Melvin Getters, also called Gangster, of Whitehouse in the parish, was driving a Nissan Tida from the direction of Savannah Lamar towards his hometown when he reportedly lost control of the vehicle. He did not survive the severe head and body injuries he sustained. Meanwhile, the male driver of the other vehicle, a Honda CR-V, also sustained serious injuries. His passenger, his wife, was also badly hurt. They were both transported to the Savannah Lamar Hospital, where they remain admitted. Now, in the aftermath of the crash, CVM News understands the couple was reportedly robbed of a large sum of cash and bottles of cologne which were inside their vehicle. The Bluefields police have launched a probe into the circumstances of the deadly incident. A hotel worker from St. James was reportedly arrested and charged with possession of counterfeit money. The Green Island Police arrested and charged 22-year-old O'Brien Sittel, otherwise called OB, of Spot Valley, a worker at a newly opened resort in Hanover. Reports are during the month of June, several guests at the resort where Sital worked complained US dollars left in their rooms were being replaced with fake bills. The hotel carried out an investigation which pointed to Sital as the prime suspect. He was searched and the police reportedly found one $100 bill, 4 $50 bills and 8 $20 bills in his possession, which were all counterfeit, carrying identical serial numbers. The police later were taken to his house in St. James, where they found more fake currency, including $75 $100, $3 $50, $20 $10 and 25 $5 notes. A quantity of genuine Jamaican and Canadian currency was also found in a shoebox. Sital is scheduled to appear before the Lucy Parish Court this Wednesday. The Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation says it's not waiting for disaster to strike during this 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. In fact, Mayor Andrew Swaby says the capital city is ready. More on the level of preparedness from Akeem Orrit.
From clearing drains to educating residents, the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, KSAMC, says it has been hard at work since May to prepare for what is forecast to be an above-average hurricane season.
The KSAMC itself has started to conduct their drain cleaning investigation. Where we establish the critical drains, and having established critical drains, to put a price to it, and then we will be going out to make sure that these drains are clean, that in the event of any heavy rain, that less flooding takes place.
In the case of a hurricane, Kingston Mayor Andrew Swaby says spaces have been identified for residents whose homes may be severely impacted.
We have identified the shelters, and we will be going also on a shelter managers training. Most of the shelter managers are persons who have been done it as a shelter manager before, but it's good to have a refresher course from time to time.
Forecasters predict this 2025 hurricane season could potentially be a dangerous one. Akeem Orrit, CVM News.
The Realignment Businesses and Investment Conference continues to leave its mark on Jamaica's entrepreneurial landscape, according to Chairman and CEO of Entrepreneurial Partners Limited, Garfield Daly. The CVM Sunrise guest Tuesday notes the conference goes beyond presentations, and the initiative has been helping to shape the mindset and strategy of future business leaders across the island.
We find that the response has been in 2023 and going into 2024, but I felt like giving up, but now I am motivated to, then we are now motivated to continue, because every one of our presenters come with a different perspective.
Right.
Yes. And the different perspectives relate to individuals in different areas and arenas. And so we know that everybody's story will impact somebody else.
Yes.
And so it is something that, although it takes a whole lot, we can't stop.
Yes,
because
it can't stop now.
It can't stop now.
And another one.
It is impacting the entrepreneurs, and it is bringing out what is actually inside.
President-elect of the Jamaica Teachers Association, Mark Malavra, believes more attention needs to be given to students as they transition into secondary schools. Speaking on CVM's lead story, Malavra expressed the quality of students entering secondary schools after completing the primary exit profile, PEP, does not align with the data being reported.
What we are discovering when we do our own diagnostic tests, there is a disconnect between what the data from the ministry that the ministry sends and the data that we find when we administer the diagnostic test. We are finding a huge disconnect with that, and as such, many schools have to know. Plan accordingly based on the data that they have and not necessarily the ministry's data. Let's face it, those schools, based on the PEP results, the cream goes to certain schools.
And they'll be fine. They'll be fine. You don't need to worry about them. Yes.
And they'll be fine. But there's a huge chunk of students that are not where they ought to be, that requires necessary intervention, that requires necessary attention, that requires necessary resources that many schools just don't have.
CVM News at noon will continue in just a moment. Stay with us.
country. Like you, we take pride in building Jamaica. The resilience of our people is cemented in our products, built to last for generations. Laying the foundation for thriving communities, we're committed to excellence and quality. Quality products, quality relationships. We're all proud Jamaicans, working hard, doing good, building a sustainable future for all. That same unbeatable spirit runs through us. We are made of Jamaica.
Are you ready for something mega? Mega Mart's giving away a brand new 2025 Hyundai Tucson. Second prize, a mega shopping spree. Third prize, 30,000 monthly shopping spree. Okay, break it down for them.
Spend $6,500 or more before GCT. Fill out the entry form on your receipt. Drop it in the box. That's it.
Authorized under Section 53 of the Betting Gaming Boundaries Act.
Thanks for staying with us. The Jamaica Labour Party in St. Anne's Southeast, a bastion of the People's National Party for over 81 years, says hope is rising for the JLP there. For the party leader and Prime Minister Andrew Holness, he says given the work and track record around the country and within the parish, the close margin of 2020 is indicative of a shift towards the JLP. We have more from Andre Jebinson.
Confidence is a suit most politicians don entering an election season. And for the JLP caretaker candidate now in place in St. Anne's Southeastern, under the green banner, he's fully attired, not in envy, but with hopes.
I don't regret my decision, and I will work very hard for you, and I will take home Southeast St. Anne in the column of the Jamaica Labour Party. Show our labour rights.
It's a seat held over 8 decades by the People's National Party and last held by former Miss World turned politician Lisa Hanna. And while Hanna will not seek a three-peat, the opposition's Dr. Kenneth Russell, an education specialist, is confident he will keep the win under the orange column. However, Central Manchester's Rhoda Moy Crawford reminds the JLP has been gaining ground in the seat.
We rescued constituencies that the PNP held for 30-odd and 40-odd years, and we have been delivering record performances that has never before seen in those constituencies. What we have been able to deliver in 4 years was never delivered by the PNP representatives in 30-odd and 40-odd years. Now you have a chance to see development like you have never seen before. The ball is in your court. The choice is yours. If you want to better your lives and move your constituency forward, you have one choice. When you get to the polling stations on election day, put your X beside the bell, beside Eddie and Peart.
The Prime Minister's message is clear.
I don't subscribe to the view that there are certain seats that can never be won. No. It all depends on the campaign. It depends on the organization. It depends on the energy and the effort that you are willing to put in. You would have seen that in 2020, this seat, which was considered a bastion, almost a garrison.
He's assured with the right approach and organization, Peart can bring home a historic win. This as he made the argument for why his third term will augur well for the people of Jamaica. From promised rural school bus systems to reminders of lowering electricity bills and urban centers.
St. Thomas will now have a new, stronger economy. The people there are going to get more jobs. More services are going to come to them. Their household income is going to grow. And that parish is set to take off. And we are going to go parish by parish by parish and build up your parish economy. Put you in a better position to earn more income, to get better service, and to fulfill the dreams that you have had, whether it is to own your own house, to get your children educated. For some people, they just want to own a little car or a piece of land.
He insists better people will always flock to the better politics under the JLP and avoid the, quote, toxicity elsewhere. He assures the JLP under his leadership will continue on the gains made to encourage growth.
Nika Lewis actually ending that report. Meanwhile, the People's National Party is confident in regaining the Kingston Central and the East Rural St Andrew seats. According to General Secretary for the PNP, Dr. Dayton Campbell, let's get more in this report. Actually, we'll take that story after this. Stay with us, please.
The Time is brought to you by Ford Territory.
Get ready for the largest beauty and wellness business event in Jamaica and the Caribbean. The Jamaica International Beauty Expo is on this year from Friday, June 27 to Sunday, June 29 at the National Arena in Kingston. Showcase your brand, connect with top industry players, explore the latest trends and grow your business with expert workshops and networking opportunities. Don't miss this dazzling experience. Beauty, wellness, business, innovation. Visit beautyexpojam.com for more info.
Welcome back. As mentioned, just before we went to the break, the People's National Party is confident in regaining the Kingston Central and East Rural St Andrew seats, according to General Secretary for the PNP, Dr. Dayton Campbell. Let's get the details now.
General Secretary of the People's National Party, Dr. Dayton Campbell, is again calling on supporters to ensure the Andrew Holness-led government is removed from office. The firebrand Gen Sec, while denouncing the government's stewardship at the Norman Garden Divisional Conference on Sunday, says ensuring the PNP forms the next government is crucial.
We have a duty, Congress. We have a duty. I hope you understand the assignment. We have to get rid of this man, you know.
He has fired back at the JLP's Desmond McKenzie, who earlier suggested the government would not surrender Jamaica to the PNP, a statement that has not gone down well with the opposition.
We don't ask no permission of Desmond McKenzie. No, I want you to understand something. I have never seen somebody surrender from a position of advantage. Never. Every time when somebody surrenders, when they're under pressure, they're showing it away. When you are leading and in the ascendancy, surrender in your vocabulary. Surrender to the persons who are loose. So Desmond is admitting that Labour Party are the heavy man.
He's confident the PNP will regain the Central Kingston and St Andrew East rural constituencies.
We can't left them with Central Kingston. It is Michael Manley constituency we are taking up. I first Mrs. Madia dealing with a political grade. The woman is building her political grave because when the election over, we're going to put up a green casket and write upon the party, and we are going to write a grave sign, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, the end of Juliet Wallace in East Rural.
Daniela McLaughlin for CVM News.
To news overseas now, U.S. President Donald Trump has warned Israel after it ordered powerful strikes on Iran. Trump says further strikes would be a major violation of the ceasefire agreement he announced between the two countries on Monday evening. Israel says it agreed to the proposal, while Iran says it would stop attacking if Israel did the same. Israel's military subsequently said it intercepted a missile launch by Iran. Tehran denied fresh attacks. Overnight, both sides exchanged fire, with local officials saying 9 people were killed in northern Iran. Israel's emergency service says 4 people were killed in Beersheba. Let's get more from the BBC.
President Trump has been speaking in the last few minutes just as he left the White House on the way to Joint Base Andrews. Just a very short ride by helicopter from the White House, a matter of 5 or 6 minutes or so. But before he boarded the helicopter, he did make his first remarks since posting about the ceasefire between Iran